In today's video, a Dollar Tree wine glass and a Dollar Tree fork is transformed into a magical one-of-a-kind creation that will surely shock anyone that sees it. And it's giveaway time, so keep those eyes and ears open to find out if you're one of two winners. Hello my friends, welcome back to another video. So this week I have two missions. One, announce the giveaway winners for the Amazon gift card giveaway and the 6-piece paint pouring cup set. I have to announce the winners for those. I'll do that in just a bit here. The second thing I need to do is show you how to make this fantastic piece of home decor. I have not made these in a long time, but I used to make them, and I used to sell them when I would go to a craft fair, and people loved this idea because there's so many variations to doing this. Now, I'm going to walk you through step by step all of the products that I'm using, but I'm going to tell you right now the main things you want to get from the Dollar Tree are a fork. They sell them 3 or 4 for $1, so a cheap fork. A round glass mirror. That's the barcode if you need it. A piece of styrofoam the same size. It just so happens that the mirror's 7-inch. Hobby Lobby has a 7-inch round. And if you can't get those two things, you could always do this with a glass plate from the Dollar Tree. You don't have to go the mirror and the styrofoam route, and you'll see why in a minute. And the other thing you want to get is a wine glass, a margarita glass, champagne flute, some type of glass. I used to do this with teacups too. The teacups would come out really, really pretty. For decorating, you're going to need some ribbons, some rhinestones. You can use artificial flowers. So many variations to doing this project. Go on Pinterest after you're done with this video and you'll find a ton of inspiration. But anyway, I'm going to let you know where I bought everything as I use it during this video. And I'll be sure to put the links down in the description below of where to buy it. Step 1. If you're going to go the mirror route. Now, if you're not going to go the mirror route, you can just go with the plate. You don't have to do this first part that I'm going to do here. But if you're going this route, I think it looks nice with the mirror, and you'll see why in the end. You just want to make sure you break off this little hanger. It comes off really easy. A couple of bends with a pair of pliers, and it pops right off. Because, again, this is Dollar Tree stuff. It's not built that great, you know. So pop that off. Put that to the side. And if you're using styrofoam, you're going to paint the sides of the styrofoam whatever color you're going to be using to do this project. Now for me, I have a nice combination today of rose gold. These are called Crystal AB. These I got from Hobby Lobby half off, and then these I got on Amazon for like $5. Okay, so this is gonna, I know it looks kind of weird, but I'm telling you this combination is gonna go beautifully. I'm also going to be using some pearls. I got a bag of assorted pearls from Amazon. I will put the link for those in the description. They do sell rhinestones and all kinds of things at the Dollar Tree, so you can get that there. But anyway, because I'm using a rose gold color, I want to make sure to paint this a rose gold so that you don't see white behind this area. Because what I'm going to do is I'm going to use this ribbon that's rose gold around the edge of this, and you can see the white through there. Plus I traced this, I used it for something else, and there's a marker on there. So I'm going to paint that a solid color. Even if you wanted to do black or white, You could leave it white. I don't want to see that back there, so I'm going to paint it black. Or, I'm sorry, I'm going to paint it copper. I don't have rose gold. I could make my own rose gold, but I don't think it's necessary. I think with copper paint, it's going to be just fine. And it's going to make this stand out more, okay? I also found this ribbon on Amazon. So I got some copper paint there. And I'm going to do a couple of coats of this along the edge until it's all filled in, okay? I'm going to dab it in there. Alrighty, so we have that all painted. Now I'm going to take my Dollar Tree mirror and attach it to the styrofoam using a little bit of Gorilla Glue. You can also use this Fix-All adhesive from the Dollar Tree. I'm just going to go around the edge here. So essentially what I'm trying to create here is a little stand to build my art on top of. Again, though, if you just want to use a glass plate and skip this step, you can. Don't worry about fingerprints or anything like that because there's going to be quite a bit on there. We're just going to put that just like that. And then we're going to pick this up and get it out of the way so we can work on the next part while that dries. So now let's work on the glass and the fork. The fork, you need to bend the tips up. As you can see there, you're going to want the tips to be straight so they balance on the surface, whether you make the styrofoam thing like I did or you use a plate. You want the back handle to bend backwards a little bit so that it makes contact with the wine glass. I just took a pair of pliers and bent both the tips up and the handle back, and now we need to attach it. We're creating an optical illusion with this art project. It's going to be beautiful. Stick with me. So there's two ways you could do this. You could kind of fix it so that you're propping the glass up on something so that you can glue down the handle. Or you can use some UV resin to make it secure fast. So again, we have to make the handle of the fork bent backwards a little bit. And the tip, I'd say half of the fork body, not the body, the part that goes in your mouth, half of that you want to bend it upwards so that it sits flat on your table. Here I'm showing you with my UV light how I'm going to use UV resin to attach these two ends of the fork. However, again, you can use something like Gorilla Glue and be patient and let it sit there for, overnight for it to dry, and then it will be permanent. Me, I don't have time like that, so I put some UV resin on the back of the fork, held it to the inside lip of the glass, and hovered it over my UV light for about 2 minutes. My arm was tired after this. If you're going to use glue instead, you'll just have to prop it up, prop the glass up, prop the fork up, maybe on a food can or something, and kind of make it work for you. So see, now the fork is permanently attached to the glass. However, I want to be extra careful, so I'm going to attach it even more with a whole bunch of hot glue over that end. We're just going to really, really make sure that it's secure. Again, I don't want to tell you right away what I'm making. I want it to be a surprise, but you want to make sure that that fork is attached to that glass really well. And only the handle at this point. Don't worry about the part that goes into your mouth just yet. So here are the items I'm going to be decorating my glass with. We have rhinestones, we have pearls, all kinds of shiny things. And this is called a pick-me-up stick. Basically, it's a little stick I got on Amazon. And it's a great tool to have when you work with rhinestones or crystals, anything like that, because it helps you pick them up. You just put the little rubber tip onto the rhinestone and it grabs it for you. What I'm going to do here is put down some Gorilla Glue and create a ring of crystals and pearls around the outer edge of the glass. This first row is the hardest if you're using something like pearls because they tend to want to roll off. But after you do this first row and it dries, you have that barricade to be able to go on and not have to worry about propping pearls in front or little round cardboard boxes like you're going to see me do here to stop them from rolling off. So again, once I get this first row done here and it dries, filling in the rest of the glass is easy peasy. So what I'm going to do here is fill in this entire section and the stem with rhinestones, pearls, and crystals. This is a great project to sit in front of your TV and do. It's very relaxing. Just, take your time. There's no rhyme or reason on how I place down the pearls or the crystals. There's no pattern. Just place them down however you want and make sure you fill up the bottom area and the stem area. Another tip I like to give is to work in small sections. Don't dump out a bunch of glue all over the entire bottom of the glass. Just work in small sections, take your time, and it will come out beautiful. So once I was done doing that, this is what it looked like.
All right, so let me show you. Look at that. And I'm not done with it yet. I just want to put it to the side and work on something else to let it dry a few more hours. That just makes me happy. That makes me really happy. What I want to do now is move back to the piece of styrofoam I was working on. So the paint is all dry. Mirror is glued down good. All right, we'll clean all of this stuff up after. It's got fingerprints and everything else right now, but we'll do that after. What I need to do next is cover up this silver rim and the side of the styrofoam. I'm going to be using this beautiful roll of bling that I got off Amazon. I'll leave a link for that. And it's too wide, so I'm going to have to cut it. And you can easily cut this stuff. So what I'll do is just place it there. And it looks like I'm going to cut it right here. All right, and cut my piece. Save your leftovers because you can obviously use them for something else. Did anybody see me cut the tip of my glove? I wear gloves when I'm doing this, by the way, because I'm using UV resin. I'm using Gorilla Glue. I'm using Fix-All glue, all kinds of adhesives, and I have a saltwater tank, so I don't want to take the chance of cross-contamination. God forbid I get some on my hands and I don't see it, and then I have to go in my tank to move my clam that fell over or something. I don't want to take the chance, so that's why I'm wearing gloves doing something like this. So what I'm going to do to tie this down or to make it permanent is going to use some Gorilla Glue, but I'm also going to use hot glue just where I start and where I end so that it grabs and doesn't give me a hard time slipping off. So we're going to put this piece here, and then we're going to cut another piece of something else to cover around here. Again, I'm going to work in small sections. You don't want to overwhelm yourself and have glue dripping everywhere. So just small sections at a time. And if you want to just use hot glue around the entire border, that's fine. I just like to have the double security of the glue and the hot glue. It just makes me feel, like it's more secure. So it may be overkill, but I do it. Anyway, so we're going to wrap this around the entire edge. And then I'm going to come back in with a string of pearls to cover that silver area. I always like to leave an extra bit on the end just to make sure it's not short. So I just snipped off that piece and it matched up perfectly. So now for the string of pearls, I'm only using hot glue because that's metal, so it'll make really good contact on that. And same process, just wrap it around, do small sections at a time. And there you have it. So now I bought some cork backing. It came in a roll from Hobby Lobby. It was $3.49. I had traced this styrofoam circle onto the cork sheet and cut out a circle. I'm going to attach that on the back of this thing, and then I'm going to add some crystal knobs for feet. The crystal knobs, I get a 26 pack of them off of Amazon. I'll be sure to put the link down in the description. But first I added some Fix-All glue and then peeled the backing off the cork piece, which also has an adhesive on it, but it's not strong enough to hold, so that's why I put the Fix-All glue down first. And then I also added some hot glue, as you saw there. And then I placed it down. It was a little bit too big for the back, but I let it dry and then I trimmed it after it was dry. So the next two things I need to do is I need to put feet on the back of this platform, and I also need to decorate the edge of the mirror because you can still see some of that silver. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to line rhinestones all around that silver edge. These little pretty rhinestones here. So I'm going to put some glue down and one by one hand place them until the entire border is covered. These are the rhinestones I'm using. They are size 20 from Hobby Lobby. I always get them half off. So they were $3.50 for the package. And again, I'm just going to put some glue around that very narrow edge along the mirror that's still silver and cover it with those. So I'm just using a jewel glue that has a very fine point to it because it is a very narrow area. And they sell that also in Hobby Lobby right next to where the rhinestones are. So I put down a little bit and then I just start placing them. Again, small areas, work in small areas, or should I say sections. So I'll just show you a small section here of this. Just place them on top of the glue and leave them. They'll dry in about an hour. And I know it's very hard to see because of the bright white light and the crystals, but yeah, that's what I'm doing. And here it is finished. How pretty is that? It just makes it look so much more better without seeing that little silver edge. So I'm very, very happy with that. And now we'll do the feet. We'll put down a little bit of the Fix-All glue or whatever glue you have, a little bit of hot glue, and then just stick the knob right on there. I did notice while doing this that I didn't like the edge of where the ribbon and the cork meet, so I ended up adding another row of pearls on the bottom there, and I will show you what those look like when it's done. So just place the knob on that glue and that's it. You have feet. It's that simple. Here's what it looks like so far. But again, I'm going to add pearls down at the bottom as well. So we'll do that quick off cam. This is what it looks like. And I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it.
So our next mission now is to cover the fork front and back and some of the inside of the glass with some of our rhinestones, pearls, whatever you want to put in there, crushed glitter glass, whatever. You can even glitter the glass first if you want. That probably would have been a nice touch for this one. I could still do it. I could put some Mod Podge on the clear area and sprinkle some pretty glitter over it. I'm going to leave that step. Maybe I'll do that afterwards, depending on how this part comes out. But anyway, you want to cover the fork, some of the inside of the glass, and the back of the fork, leaving the bent up part of the fork exposed. Do not cover this bent up part yet, okay? So we're going to work on that now. And I'm just going to be using some Gorilla Glue and the things that I use to stud the bottom of the glass.
All right, so I'm not going to show you this whole thing because it's very repetitive. All you're doing is gluing down pearls, beads, crystals, rhinestones, whatever you have, okay? I'm going to show you a few. I just brushed in some Gorilla Glue and then just kind of plopped them into it and kept building it up. The goal is to build up a pile of bling bling inside of the glass and coming down the front and the back of the fork. You can also use hot glue instead of the Gorilla Glue. It's just that it would be very hard for me to get my glue gun that far back inside the glass. So that's why I used the Gorilla Glass back there. But once you start getting a little bit of depth, you have a few crystals in there, you can try to do that if you want. So if you don't know what we're making here, it's an optical illusion. It's a beautiful, glamorous centerpiece for your dining room table. And what it's going to look like is the glass is floating in the air, pouring beautiful crystals down onto this platter that we made. Again, that first part with the little platter, you don't have to make that. You can do this on a glass plate from the Dollar Tree. But the goal is to fill up this glass and then cover the fork front and back. And you're going to see me do that here.
Okay, so you get the gist here of what I'm doing. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to put just pearls down the shaft of the fork up to the bend. You do not want to do anything with the bend yet. Leave that alone. So up to this bend in the fork, I'm going to put all my pearls, and then I'm going to add some rhinestones in between to kind of fill it in, okay? And I'm just, sorry about that, I'm just using the glue gun, all right? And no rhyme or reason, just going to cover up that fork. We're going to disguise it. So here's what we have so far. I had made a fatal error though. I'm used to working on teacups, not these wine glasses, and the teacups I use are usually white and you can't see through them. It didn't dawn on me that you could see through this glass, and therefore you were going to see the back of the fork that I glued to the glass. So what I should have done by rights was
painted the cup or put glitter on it first. I did not do that. So what I had to do here was get out some glitter glue, and I decided to pounce it onto this glass. This I get at Michael's. It's glitterific, and it's an acrylic paint, it says, but it works more like a glitter glue. So I put it on the glass with a pouncer from the Dollar Tree, just a little sponge dauber. And I did 3 layers. I did a layer, let it dry, another layer, and then another layer. And I decided to pounce it on instead of brush it on because I wanted there to be some texture in the glass. I really shouldn't have used the term fatal error because it wasn't fatal. It's just I had to do it after. It would have been easier to do it before I had all the pearls on there. But I had to, put it on and avoid them down at the bottom there. But anyway, it was actually a good thing because I had to use this glitter that matched the pearls, and it came out so pretty. So after we finish this up, I'm going to show you how I attached the fork to the base and bring this little baby to life. So here we go. I have a few boxes holding the cup up in the air, and the fork, the part that's bent up to a 45 degree, is flat on my platform that I made. The goal here is to attach that fork base to the mirror and make sure it's attached really well. And then we need to add more crystals on top of that area to create some weight so that when you remove all these boxes from out underneath this glass, it just doesn't topple over. And you'll see what I mean. I'll show you in a minute. But what I'm going to do first is use some UV resin to permanently secure it to that glass. And then I'm also going to use hot glue, just like when I attached the other end to the cup. So I put some UV resin down, put the light over it for about 2 minutes, and then I repeated that process by adding more UV resin 3 times. And then I also came in with a glue gun after I was done with that and put even more glue over it. I wanted it to be very, very strong. So I want you to think about this when you're making this. If you have a cup that has a bunch of pearls on it and in it, and you want it to stay up in the air, and you're attaching the other end to something that's light like this, once I remove those boxes, if I don't have enough weight in the front of this thing, it's going to topple over backwards. It's not going to support itself. So that's why we need to now build up this front part here with crystals and pearls, not only because of the weight issue, but also we are trying to create an illusion of crystals and pearls pouring out of a glass. So we need a puddle at the bottom, right? So now here, let's take a look at this. We're getting close to being finished here. We just have to add some bling to that mirror section and along the fork stem. We want it to look like the stem of the glass. So here we go. First, I'm going to put down some of these glass cabochons I found at the Dollar Tree. They have a little bit of weight to them. I'm going to glue them to the base first, and then I'm going to mask them, or I should say hide them, by putting pearls all over them, and that's going to be my puddle. We're going to disguise them with pearls and rhinestones and crystals. So I'm going to take the glue gun, and I'm going to put down some glue, and then I'm just going to stick these cabochons down, just as you saw how I had them laid out in the previous frame. Once I have all of those placed down, I'm going to go ahead and start adding in my gemstones and pearls. I found this really pretty, huge crystal, diamond-shaped crystal at Hobby Lobby for $2.99. That's going to be part of my puddle area there. It's going to look beautiful.
But once I put down those cabochons, I glued down a bunch of pearls. I didn't record this because, again, it's just the same thing over and over. So I glued those down first, and now I'm going to take that big crystal that I found at Hobby Lobby. I'm going to glue that down, and then I'm going to fill in the spots that are still showing with my little rose-colored quartz crystals, my rhinestones, and my other various crystals I had out. Again, this is all very repetitive work, so I didn't want to show you filming all of the attachments. But I used the hot glue gun and just start sticking things everywhere. At this point, I was kind of done. So, my friends, this video's been long enough. Let me show you the finished results here and tell you who the winners are for the giveaway contest. Don't mind my messy table, but here we go. How cool is that? How would you like that sitting on your dining room table? You can also, if you plan ahead, wrap some string lights around that fork and the inside of the cup so that you have a light up magical floating cup. Yes, if you want to research these, look up floating cup or floating teacup, floating glass. You'll find so many different variations of these. They are a ball to make. Again, a lot of this can be done sitting in front of the TV, relaxing. Look at all the bling in this piece. I absolutely love it. I love the color theme. Everything goes together so nicely, and I really enjoyed making this again. I haven't made one for about 10 years. As soon as I turned my flash on, I said, oh no, I have to do another layer of glitter glue on the glass because it's patchy. So I will do that afterwards. It's not a big deal. I wanted to show you the sparkle though. It is just so gorgeous. I'll tell you, I don't know. Look at the mirror. See the reflection of the glass underneath sparkling? It is really, really beautiful. And again, what a conversation piece this would make, or even a gift for somebody. If you can figure out a way to package them and bring them with you to the craft fair, this baby's going to sell. Trust me, people will love it. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, remember to click that like button. Don't forget to subscribe if you are not a subscriber already. I release new videos every Sunday at 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. I do all types of art on this channel. And as always, I love to teach you step by step how to do it. I hope you really try to do this, my friends. I mean, look at it. How cool is that? Really, I really think that's great. Let me know what you think in the comments below about this project. Will you try to make your own magical floating cup? It really is a unique idea. Now, I think I have a few prizes to give away. What do you say? So, without further ado, the winner for the 6-piece paint pouring cup set is Rebecca Sue. Congratulations, my friend. Be sure to send me an email so I could get that right out to you. artbytammy@yahoo.com. And the grand prize winner for the $100 gift card to Amazon is Claudia Mann, 7111. Congratulations, ladies. Be sure to send me an email, artbytammy@yahoo.com, and I'll be in touch this upcoming week. As for everybody else, thank you so very much for joining me. Don't give up hope. I got another giveaway contest coming up for March that you're not going to want to miss. Until the next time, my friends, which is next Sunday, 3:30 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, I love you all and happy pouring.